Formula One. Coverage of the Chinese Grand Prix starts at 7 a.m. Now, though, Gabby Logan has our football results.
Hello and welcome to Final Score. With 7 games to go in the top flight this weekend, the focus is all on survival. A clutch of 6-pointers are in play right now, and the complexion of the relegation battle is changing moment by moment. Gripped by the action and delighted to be able to take their minds off Spurs' Champions League exit this week are Garth, Crooks and Ferdinand. More from them in a moment, but let's bring you right up to speed with the latest from the Premier League. It's Birmingham 2, Sunderland 0. Sebastian Larsson profited from a defensive mix-up to put the Blues ahead against out-of-form Sunderland before Craig Gardner added a second. It's Blackpool 0, Wigan 3. Strikes from Rodallega and Zogbia and Cathcart. An own goal from him mean the Latics are cruising at Bloomfield Road. Everton 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. Osman's goal, meaning that relegation-threatened Rovers trail at Goodison Park. West Brom 1, Chelsea 3. Chelsea back on the goal trail. They dropped Torres to the bench, and Drogba, Kalou and Lampard have all netted against the Baggies. They went in front through Odemwingie, but at the moment trailing by 3-1. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. Robbie Keane giving the Hammers an early lead, but Darren Bent equalising for Villa. Let's head around the grounds. We're going to go straight to Goodison Park because there's a penalty. Naz Premji.
There certainly is, Gabby. It's a penalty to the home side. It was Jones that brought down Seamus Coleman. Kevin Friend, no hesitation, pointing to the spot. Leighton Baines has been waiting for a few minutes here to take this penalty. A bit of shenanigans from the Blackburn players. He's now given the all clear, and Leighton Baines is going to step up, and Baines scores into the top corner, and Everton now lead by 2-0, and it's no more than they deserve. Blackburn have been woeful this afternoon. Everton in the driving seat. Everton 2, Blackburn Rovers 0.
Second in 3 games for Baines, and that puts them within a point of Liverpool, who of course play tomorrow. Let's head to Bloomfield Road because this could be the result of the day. It certainly changes the complexion of the Premier League, of the relegation battle. Damian Johnson, this looks like being an emphatic victory for Wigan.
Certainly does. Wigan look like dealing a serious blow to Blackpool's hopes of survival here and reviving their own chances of staying up. Hugo Rodallega raced clear to open the scoring. Charles Zogbia doubled the lead with a wonderful second after a mazy run across the face of goal, redolent of George Best back in the 70s against Sheffield United, if you're old enough to remember that. Blackpool rang the changes with a triple substitution in the second half, but to no avail. Mohamed Diami's deflected effort went in, we think, off Craig Cathcart to make it 3. Wigan heading for a crucial 3 points.
Damien, thank you. Let's go to St Andrews because it could be a crucial 3 points for Birmingham if they can hold on to this lead and also put the knife in what's been a terrible, terrible run for Sunderland. It would be just 1 point from 27 for them. Steve Lee.
Yes, it's Birmingham 2, Sunderland 0 at the moment. The simple message from this game, it's a simple message for all games really, the team that converts its chances gets the points. Birmingham gifted their first. Sunderland keeper Simon Mignolet dithered fatally. Larsson nipped in 1-0. Defender Barsley might have got a final touch. We'll have to have a look at that later. And this after much Sunderland pressure in the first half. In the second, Craig Gardner bagged a spectacular second, a really long-range shot that swerved away from Mignolet. Sunderland, though, have wasted at least 8 or 9 absolutely golden chances, much to the frustration of Steve Bruce. His body language is a picture. 1 point from the last 8 games is relegation form. Bruce knows it, and Chairman Noel Quinn, another frustrated spectator. Birmingham 2, Sunderland 0.
Well, I asked the question at the beginning of the day, which claret would be the finer at Upton Park? It's even Stevens at the moment, Jonathan Ledgard.
It is, but West Ham are hanging on. They've not had one shot this half. Gary O'Neill's been stretchered off. Aston Villa look like scoring every time they go forward. They've had 8 clear chances. The last one, Darren Bent miss-kicking from just 8 yards out, and Ashley Young almost scores, just pushing it past the post. Chance number 9. That was Robert Green diving away to his left. Darren Bent, as I say, miss-kicking from 8 yards. It's such a contrast the first half when West Ham led within 2 minutes. Bent had a goal disallowed, then one given. West Ham are struggling, they're trying, they're going forward again, but Villa surely will get the 3 points if they carry on like this.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let's go to the Hawthorns. Ivan Gaskell watching the visit of Chelsea, who, of course, started this season with a 6-0 drubbing of West Brom at Stamford Bridge.
Yes, the aggregate now stands at 9-1 in Chelsea's favour with, 13 minutes or so of this one left. West Brom's best unbeaten top-flight run in 28 years about to end. Roy Hodgson about to taste defeat for the first time since assuming control on the 11th of February. All of that after such a promising start here too. Odemwingi's fine finish just past the quarter hour. A false dawn, really. A series of defences lapses since then. In a mad half hour before the break saw Chelsea take control. Drogba, Kalou and Lampard could hardly believe their luck. Chelsea on course for their 14th consecutive top-flight win over West Brom. And Torres has remained on the bench.
Ivan, thank you very much. Let's look at the bottom of the Premier League then, and just how these results, these scorelines, should I say, at the moment, impact on the bottom. And this is as it stands right now. The big news is that Wigan are out from rock bottom, out of the bottom three. Wolves, of course, don't play this weekend because of FA Cup fixtures. They're rock bottom as things are at the moment. Well, that can't change, can it? Unless, of course, West Ham could get out of the bottom three, but at the moment they're still there on 18th place. 19th place Blackpool on 33 points. But look at that, from 11th down to 15th place, all on 38 points. And Birmingham City's rise at the table also, another big story today, Garth.
This is so important because Blackpool are really under it. It's an emphatic scoreline and I think an emphatic win by Wigan. They're not going to give it up now. It was something they needed to do and they've done it. All credit to Martinez. The other big story happens to be at St Andrews, where Sunderland are losing. 1 in 27 points, you said. That would be if they get defeat, if the defeat happens today to them. Before today was 1 from
in
what
24.
I'm watching, I think it's almost guaranteed. I'm looking at Niall Quinn, and he's furious in the director's box. It's relegation form, if you like. I interviewed Steve Bruce earlier in the season. They were talking about Sunderland going into Europe. They're looking at the trap door now. It's been an extraordinary turnaround. And as Steve Sutton has said at our reporter at St Andrews, it's been an afternoon of missed chances for Sunderland. They're in a lot of trouble.
What's more important for you, Wigan's win or Birmingham City's win?
I think for both sides. I think for Wigan, because that takes them, if they do win and the scoreline stay the way they are, they're out the bottom three, and that's first and foremost getting out of that bottom three. So that'll be a big win because they've gone to Blackpool, when you're looking at sides in and around where you are, and you want to be taking points off those boys because that that
send
pushes
them right down there.
They send them right down, and it takes you out of it. So for me, the Wigan result would be much more significance than the...
Just one slight caveat to that. Steve Keane has been sucked into this as well. He took over from Sal Allardyce. He seemed to be doing OK. He now really is amongst the dogfight that is the relegation battle.
Can you say that those teams, if it finishes how it is, and those teams down on 38 points, down to Aston Villa in 15th, can you say they've cut away if there's 3 points difference between them and Blackburn Rovers, or are all of those still in it?
I think they're all in it because it takes one win, for another win from Wigan, and a win from Blackburn. Even Aston Villa, they've only got a point at West Ham. They need more to make sure that Julia and his side is safe. If I was a Villa fan, I wouldn't be comfortable at the moment.
Some really interesting goals going in at the top of the Championship as well, as we've come on air and we've been talking about the bottom of the Premier League. Let's get the first of those at the Cardiff City Stadium. Jason Mohammed can tell us what's been going on there.
Yes, Gabby, good afternoon. Peter Whittingham has just scored his 10th of the season. It's the scoreline Norwich City fans were hoping they wouldn't see on final score this afternoon. Cardiff City look to be heading back into second spot. Shea Olofinyana headed the Bluebirds in front on 6 minutes. Pompey then had a man sent off for the third game running. Ricardo Rocha was bloodied in a battle with Jay Bothroyd. 20 players piled in. Rocha got a straight red before Bothroyd scored his 19th of the season. Greg Halford has gone close for Portsmouth, but it's been a tough afternoon for Steve Cottrell's team, and worth me making sure I get my man of the match in as well. Craig Bellamy this afternoon, Gabby, has been absolutely terrific for Cardiff City. They lead here 3-0.
Jason, thank you very much. Let's go to Turf Moor, the other side from South Wales, who've got aspirations of the Premier League. Swansea in trouble at the moment, James Mason.
They certainly are, Gabby. Burnley 2, Swansea 1, and it's all the home side at the moment. Chris Eagles has just put them ahead from this penalty spot, his 12th goal of the season. So the pressure now well and truly on the Swansea City players. Chasing promotion, of course, prior to today's game. They did take the lead through a fine goal from Fabio Borini in the second half, but they now stare defeat in the face as Eagles' penalty completes Burnley's turnaround after Swansea's Ashley Williams brought the teams level with a headed own goal. So it's, 10 minutes to go, Burnley 2, Swansea 1.
And that would be their 4th away defeat of the season. I'm just hearing that Torres is coming on. Let's go to Elland Road, though, and get a goal news from Harry Gresham.
Well, I can give you 2 goals actually here. One for Leeds, Becky on 72, great header from a free kick. Everyone thought, the 30,000 crowd, that would settle Leeds, but just a matter of seconds ago, Gabby, Hodgson with a header has put Watford back on terms. They deserve it, to be fair. 1-1.
Thank you, Harry. Let's go to the Hawthorns then. Torres coming on, Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, he's replaced Didier Drogba, who I have to say, and you often get a steer from these things, the Chelsea fans gave Drogba an absolutely stupendous reception and appreciation of his 80 minutes or so. But Torres got an equally inspired reception too when he arrived, so they haven't lost patience or faith with their £50 million man yet, but the stats don't lie. 14 games, 862 minutes without a goal from a £50 million centre forward. Well, he's got 8 minutes or so to change that now.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Bloomfield Road. Another goal, Damien Johnson.
On to Blackpool, and it's gone to DJ Campbell, their top scorer, who poked the ball in at the near post, a right-wing cross. I think it came from Matt Phillips. There was DJ Campbell doing what he does best, getting on the end of things. It may be too late with, 6 minutes remaining. Many of the Blackpool fans had already started streaming away before that goal went in. But it keeps it interesting, 3-1.
A historic moment, methinks. Let's go. Oh, no, it's not as historic as we thought, but Ivan Gaskell can tell us why it is or it isn't.
I knew you were going to come and say that, and I knew I was going to have to disappoint you. I hate doing that to you, Gabby. Torres has had the ball in the net, so we're getting there slowly, but it was disallowed for offside. And predictably, the home supporters, as one, chant, "What a waste of money." It's still 3-1.
Oh, so close, so close.
And I'm not sure that chant is justified. Or will be. I think Torres will come good, no doubt. But what was interesting, he was just offside. The ball came too late, tucked it away beautifully. But I think it's a really clever move by Ancelotti to bring him on in this environment. Chelsea are breezing this game. If he's going to score a goal, now's the chance, and that goal might change everything.
And Blackpool, it's too late for a comeback, isn't it?
Oh,
I know they're magic.
Game's
and all
over
that,
there.
but,
Points are gone.
OK. Let's get back to the Championship then. And Reading have been going great guns, haven't they? 7 wins on the bounce before today. It looks like the 8th is coming, although Leicester might be spoiling it a little bit, Mark Bishop.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen, Gabby. And talking about a waste of money, nearly 2,000 Leicester fans who've shelled out good money to come down south to watch this. They'll be asking for a refund. Leicester have been absolutely dreadful. Reading 3, Leicester 1. Yakubu, Kamara, Darius Vassell, 3 seasoned, experienced top-class players for Leicester. They've all gone missing this afternoon, but take nothing away from Reading. They've been absolutely terrific. Kebe tap in, a close-range effort from McAnuff. Another from substitute Noel Hunt. It should have been 4 or 5. Kebe has been electric this afternoon on both flanks. His pace has been too much for Leicester. Should have scored 2 more. We've had a consolation from Andy King, 25-yard rocket. All too little, too late. Reading heading for their 8th successive league win. 3-1 they lead.
As you can see there's been an equaliser at the Riverside. Let's get the details on that from Steve Sutton.
Yes, it's Middlesbrough 1, Barnsley 1. Gabby, it's taken 84 minutes in the making, but finally Middlesbrough get level across from the right. Scott MacDonald, unmarked, rising to head the ball majestically into the back of the net. The main talking point before that, though, was a huge melee by the centre circle where just about every player bar the 2 goalkeepers were involved in an unseemly fight. Paul McShane had to be separated from Joe Bennett at one point. Fists were flying, officials were getting involved. McShane ended up with a red card. A couple of yellows were dished out as well. At the moment, though, the score is 1-1.
A huge game for the bottom of the Championship taking place at Selhurst Park this afternoon, and there were 6 points between Crystal Palace and Scunthorpe before the match started. John Anderson can tell us why that might have changed.
Well, it hasn't quite changed yet. It's Crystal Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2, but Palace have got themselves a lifeline. It was scored by Sean Scannell, a ball over the top. He was alive to it and beat Joe Murphy with a precise low finish. Scunthorpe were leading by 2-0 just before that goal. David Murphy with a first-half header, and then Ramon Nunes with a terrific finish on 57 minutes. But really, Palace need to go on and get a point from this game because, and they might here, and it's just put wide. James Vaughan getting on the end of a low cross. He's beating the ground in that 6-yard box with half injury and half frustration. He's hurt his knee. He's put the ball wide. But at the moment, Scunthorpe are just about hanging on. And if they do, the gap between these two strugglers at the end of this will be only 3 points. Maybe there's a twist or a turn to come yet. Crystal Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2.
Those teams trying to avoid League One, the teams trying to get out of League One. Well, one of them, Huddersfield, playing at the Valley, and Tony Lockwood, a goal that could have a great significance on that second automatic promotion spot.
Really big goal, Gabby, scored by Joey Gudgin with a free kick from 20 yards that was smashed into the bottom corner. A free kick specialist, Gudjonsson. They started the day just outside the automatic promotion places. They are on course to complete the league double over Charlton. They're on a record-breaking league run, Lee Clark's side, and with 6 minutes left, they lead at the Valley by a goal to nil.
20 games unbeaten that would be, and they would go second tonight if things don't change at the St Mary's Stadium. Tony Husband can tell us more there.
Well, that news coming in from the Huddersfield game will just further frustrate 23,000 fans watching on at St Mary's. They've seen the home side push hard for a way past a resilient Bristol Rovers defence in the second half, but thwarted at every turn, it seems, Nigel Adkins' men. Rovers had been more than a match for Southampton in the first half. Here's Do Prado! Finally, they've done it! 9 minutes left at St Mary's. They've unlocked the door. They go back up to second if they can hold on to the lead. Finally, Southampton break through and they lead Bristol Rovers by a goal to nil. Do Prado's got it.
Incredible when their rivals have scored a few minutes before, isn't it? How does that work when you're a player? How do you know on the pitch?
You don't, but what you do keep doing is you keep plugging away in the hope that something will break for you, because you know that the margins are so fine. Southampton now, having lost, I think lost at Rochdale, the last game they played, they needed something here to keep them right up there. They're in with a great chance.
Yeah. OK, let's go to the Ricoh Arena. Mark Webber, a goal there.
Marlon King has got his second of the afternoon. Coventry 2, Millwall 1. Now, Millwall's Neil Harris came on as a sub at the start of the second half. A few minutes later, he's back down the tunnel for his early bath. Red card for flooring Coventry's Aaron Gunnarsson. And you can tell the difference. Millwall struggling now with 10 men and a goal down at 2-1.
Thank you very much. 12th of the season for him. Let's go to Ibrox. Before we do, I can tell you that Motherwell have made it through to the final of the Scottish Cup, beating St Johnstone at lunchtime today. Rangers, of course, not involved in the semi-final. Celtic playing tomorrow. Gives Rangers the chance to go back to the top of the SPL. Brian McLaughlin watching their efforts at Ibrox.
Yeah, 90 seconds left here, Gabby. It's Rangers 2, St Mirren 1. Stephen Whittaker giving Rangers what could be a crucial lead with a penalty 7 minutes into the second half after Nikita Jelavic had been brought down. Papac put Rangers ahead. McGregor equalised for Saints before half-time. Then came Whittaker's penalty. It's been a very nervous Rangers performance this afternoon. Just a minute left in the clock here, Gabby. They lead by 2-1.
Ryan, thank you very much. Let's go to Selhurst Park. A bit more drama there for John Anderson to tell us about.
Yes, it's still Crystal Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2, but Scunthorpe will have to weather the last 4 minutes or so with 10 men. Joe Garner has been sent off for a straight red for a foul on the far side of the field. And there was drama after that. Garner walked unbelievably slowly through the 18-yard box towards the tunnel, and some of the Palace players actually physically tried to push him off the pitch to speed him up. He turned round, had a bit of an altercation with them, and when the free kick came in, Crystal Palace couldn't take advantage. It's still Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2.
A goal at Elland Road. Harry Grace, you can tell us more.
Watford have scored. They lead 2-1. Well taken by Byman just a matter of 30 seconds or so ago, Gabby. They were 1-0 down. They fought back well. They deserve it, to be honest. They've probably been the better side over 90 minutes. This could be a vital 3 points for them. Leeds in trouble, 2-1 down.
Well, that would be 3 defeats on the bounce for Leeds, and this is what it does to the top of the Championship. Incredibly, as things stand, they're still there hanging on to a playoff place, but look above them. It's really now a bit of a clear blue water between them and Swansea, Reading, Norwich and Cardiff, who are separated by just 5 points, those 4 places. But we're going to go right now to Upton Park. Jonathan Ledyard, a goal.
I can't say I didn't warn you, or you can't say it, because Aston Villa have the lead in stoppage time. 3 minutes to go. Gabby Agbonlahor, it has been coming. They've had chance after chance after chance, Aston Villa. Ashley Young again squirming down the West Ham left. Where has been Wayne Bridge? Question mark. but the wonderful cross came in, and frankly Agbonlahor had no difficulty whatsoever scoring. Robert Green at last breached. He's been outstanding in this second half. 11 chances, 8 corners, but even he couldn't keep this one out, and now West Ham are really staring down the barrel. They're trailing 2-1.
Before we talk about that, let's go to Ellen Road. Another goal. Harry Grayson.
An own goal. Troy Deeney has scored for Leeds, so it's 2-2. Came over from the corner. The Watford defence are not happy at all. They're rowing amongst themselves. Deeney couldn't do much about it, but he volleyed it in the back of his own net. 2-2.
And to Deepdale, Graham Lloyd, a goal.
Preston 3, Sheffield United 1 in the 45th minute. Ian Hume crossing to the Eddie Johnson from 12 yards. Preston 3, Sheffield United 1.
Let's go back to Upton Park, to that goal, which would move West Ham down a place, by the way, to second from bottom now, moves Blackpool up a place to just inside the drop zone.
The story is, where's it put Villa? I mean,
well,
just a moment ago, I was saying I wasn't
right up to 40
I wouldn't be happy. Now they're in 40.
And ninth place.
Suddenly, Villa fans can start to breathe again.
Well, you think so on 40 points and in ninth place.
Absolutely.
But
that's how important that goal's been from Agbonlahor.
The story for West Ham.
To be fair to Houllier, he brings him on as a substitute. He started with Heskey and Bent, and it paid off. He brings on Agbonlahor because Heskey has a slight injury. Agbonlahor does the business for him.
And in this second half, Gabby, you know, you'd have to say that Aston Villa's deserved this because they've had about 8-9 shots and West Ham haven't had one in the second half, and you could see it coming. Great bit of skill from Ashley Young, great ball into the box, and Agbonlahor was there to finish off.
Well, of course, Villa moving that high up the table pushes Birmingham City down a place to 14th, but they'll be delighted with that because it's all over at St Andrews. Steve Lee over at the...
Well, sour note, I suppose you could say. One cloud on the horizon. It remains very much a dark one for Fernando Torres. He came on with 8 minutes to go. He saw a goal disallowed and saw an embarrassing fluff in front of goal. My, how the West Brom fans lapped that up. But at the moment, Chelsea are lapping up the celebrations. They've won 3-1, and it was all very comfortable.
It's all over at Bloomfield Road, and Ian Holloway's men succumbing to a desperately disappointing defeat for them. Back into the bottom three. Damien Johnson there for us.
Yes, Gabby, Wigan have stolen a big march on their relegation rivals here and dealt a real blow to Blackpool's survival hopes. Charles Zogbia was the mastermind, setting up Hugo Rodallega for the opening goal and scoring a second after a run across the face of goal and a lovely finish. Wigan ahead 2-0 at half-time. In the second, the Blackpool revival didn't come. The Army's shot deflected in off Neil Eardley. DJ Campbell poached a second, and the home side pressed for more. The big travelling contingent here starting to believe their side can defy the odds and stay up. Blackpool, though, are downwardly mobile and in trouble.
Damien, thank you very much, and it's all over.
Home, Wigan away, and Sunderland at home. Things are not looking good for Avram Grant, but for Aston Villa, they are now moving away from the danger zone.
We'll talk about that in a moment, but let's go to Goodison Park now. Naz Premji watching a good win, confident win for Everton, but Blackburn in trouble.
Yes, Everton 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. Gabby, Everton's resurgence continues as they try and chase down city rivals Liverpool with a routine victory against a Rovers side who were lacklustre, toothless and devoid of any attacking intent. Leon Osman opened the scoring with a lovely strike from just inside the box. It deflected in via Chris Samba. The second came from the spot. Phil Jones brought down Seamus Coleman. Referee Kevin Friend turned foe for Blackburn. No hesitation, pointed to the spot, and Leighton Baines did the rest from 12 yards to seal the points. Make no mistake, Blackburn in serious danger, hovering near the drop zone, and more performances like this could see Championship football return unwelcome and make an unwelcome return to Ewood Park. Everton 2, Blackburn Rovers 0.
Let's go to the Majewski, the team at the top of the form table in the Championship. Reading now 8 wins on the bounce. Mark Bishop.
Yeah, they've blown Leicester City away, Gabby. Reading 3, Leicester City 1. Sven-Goran Eriksson's side giving a real lesson in commitment and energy. Reading matching their best winning run since they went up to the top flight in 2006. So the truth be known, Leicester were woeful at the back. The big-name players of Vassell, Yakuba and Kamara all went missing. In return, Kebe, McAnuff and the substitute Noel Hunt were magnificent, piling on the pressure with easy goals. Kebe could have had a hat-trick. Andy King's 25-yard rocket came too little too late. Well done, Brian McDermott. Take a bow.
Let's go to the Cardiff City Stadium because it's all over there as well. Jason Mohammed.
Portsmouth beat Cardiff City in the 2008 FA Cup final. They were then in the Premier League, Dave Jones's team in the Championship. But this, after going so close in the past 2 seasons, could be the year that Cardiff City reach the Premier League. And in Craig Bellamy, they have a born winner who has led them back to second spot in the Championship. Bellamy has been magnificent, providing crosses for Shea Olafiniana and Peter Whittingham, and won the free kick which led to Jay Bothroyd's 19th of the season. Pompey's Ricardo Rocha was sent off for a dust-up with Bothroyd. And how about this to whet the appetite? Next Saturday, the leaders, Queen's Park Rangers, come to Cardiff City. Cardiff City 3, Portsmouth 0.
Thank you, Jason. Let's go, though, to the other end of the Championship. They're still playing at Selhurst Park. John Anderson's watching for us.
Yes, we're into the 6th minute of stoppage time. There were originally 8. I was telling you that Joe Garner had been sent off for Scunthorpe. Well, it's now 10 aside because Sean Scannell has been sent off for Crystal Palace as well. So there may be yet more time added on. Crystal Palace are absolutely laying siege to the Scunthorpe goal. Nathaniel Klein has just sent a rasping right foot shot just wide of the post. As it stands, the gap is down between these two struggling sides to 3 points. Palace, if they can nick a point, it could be a goal that saves them up. But at the moment, it's still Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2.
And let's go to Turf Moor. James Mason watching Burnley-Swansea.
And it's ended Burnley 2, Swansea City 1, so a 4th away defeat in a row. Looks to have seriously dented Swansea's automatic promotion hopes. They led through Fabio Barini in the second half, but an Ashley Williams own goal and a Chris Eagles penalty won the points for Burnley. So it's ended Burnley 2, Swansea City 1.
And it's all over at Elland Road. Harry Gratian saw Leeds manage to scrape a point in the end.
As well, Becchio header gave them the lead, 72-1-0. Hodgson level for Watford. Byman then made it 2-1, and then an own goal from Deeney levelled it all for Leeds. Leeds had a penalty appeal turned down right at the end. They're hanging on to that playoff place, Gabby. 2-2.
Thank you, Harry. Let's go to the Ricoh Arena. Mark Webber, is it all over there?
It is. Coventry City 2, Millwall 1. Millwall down to 10 men. They really struggled. It could have been 3-1 a minute ago. Marlon King close twice. But Coventry take the points, 2-1.
Champagne still on ice at the B2 Net Stadium. Andrew James, it wasn't their day today, Chesterfield.
No, they're as good as there. 2-1 they won today after being 1-0 down initially, but it means that they're 12 points clear with only 12 points to play for and a goal difference that's at least 15 ahead of their closest rivals, Gabby. In the end, they pulled it round, but the Champagne is on ice for Chesterfield.
Thank you, Andrew. To the KC Stadium now. Alan Biggs watching Hull make a late charge for the playoff places.
Yes, the Tigers are catching tails, aren't they, Gabby? Hull 3, Doncaster 1, thanks to a much-needed lift in home form. The first time they've scored 3 goals at the KC this season, and it's been entertaining throughout. Doncaster chipping in well, but Hull have carried the goal threat, not least 2-goal. Matty Fryatt, he now has 9 goals with Hull City. He got those goals today either side of what was an equaliser from Frank Musa. Richard Garcia got the opening goal for Hull, who were deserved winners in the end. Thanks also to Vito Mannoni with several very good saves. He's back on loan with them from Arsenal. Hull 3, Doncaster 1.
With Celtic in Scottish Cup action tomorrow at Ibrox this afternoon. Rangers had the chance to go back to the top of the SPL. Brian McLaughlin was watching.
It finished Rangers 2, St Mirren 1. Stephen Whittaker with the winner 7 minutes into the second half from the penalty spot after Jelavic had been brought down by John Potter. Papac gave Rangers the lead after 33 minutes. McGregor equalised for Saints just before half-time. Whittaker then with the winner. Rangers back on top, but only just unconvincing. Rangers 2, St Mirren 1.
It's all over at Selhurst Park. What a result for Scunthorpe. John Anderson.
Fantastic result for them. Crystal Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2. The gap is now only 3 points between these relegation strugglers. Scunthorpe ending a 9-match losing away run. Palace beaten at home for the first time since August. First half goals by David Murphy and Ramon Nunes put Scunny 2-0 up. Sean Scannell cut the arrears before he and Joe Garner were both sent off. It finished 10 aside, but Scunthorpe have hung on to get the points. Palace 1, Scunthorpe 2.
And to move within 3 points of safety. Let's get then the full classified results now with Tim Gudgin.
And here we are with the Barclays Premier League first. Birmingham City 2, Sunderland 0. Blackpool 1, Wigan Athletic 3. Everton 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. West Bromwich Albion 1, Chelsea 3. West Ham United 1, Aston Villa 2. In the N-Power Championship, Bristol City 0, Ipswich Town 1. Burnley 2, Swansea City 1. Cardiff City 3, Portsmouth 0. Coventry City 2, Millwall 1. Crystal Palace 1, Scunthorpe United 2. Hull City 3, Doncaster Rovers 1. Leeds United 2, Watford 2. Middlesbrough 1, Barnsley 1. Preston North End 3, Sheffield United 1. And Reading 3, Leicester City 1. In League One, Carlisle United 4, Colchester United 1. Charlton Athletic 0, Huddersfield Town 1. Exeter City 2, Leyton Orient 1. Notts County 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. Peterborough United 2, Plymouth Argyle 1. Rochdale 0, Brentford 1. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Hartlepool United 0. Southampton 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Swindon Town 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1. Tranmere Rovers 2, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Walsall 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Yeovil Town 1, Oldham Athletic 1. In League 2, Accrington Stanley 0, Oxford United 0. Burton Albion 2, Cheltenham Town 0. Bury 2, Barnet 0. Chesterfield 2, Macclesfield Town 1. Crewe Alexandra 1, Lincoln City 1. Gillingham 1, Morecambe 1. Rotherham United 0, Hereford United 0. Shrewsbury Town 2, Stockport County 0. Stevenage 2, Aldershot Town 2. Torquay United 0, Port Vale 0. And Wycombe Wanderers 2, Northampton Town 2. In the Blue Square Premier, Eastbourne 1, Kidderminster 1. Fleetwood Town 3, Altrincham 1. Forest Green Rovers 1, Cambridge United 1. Gateshead 2, Rushton and Diamonds 2. Grimsby Town 2, Bath City 2. Hayes and Yeading United 3, Darlington 2. Histon 0, AFC Wimbledon 4. Mansfield Town 0, Luton 0. Newport County 5, Barrow 0. Southport 0, Crawley Town 4. Wrexham 2, Kettering Town 0. And York City 1, Tamworth 2. In the Clydesdale Scottish Premier League, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1, Hearts 1. And Rangers 2, St Mirren 1. In the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, Motherwell 3, St Johnstone 0. In the Arnbrew Scottish Division 1, Cowdenbeath 1, Falkirk 2. Dunfermline 6, Queen of the South 1. Greenock Morton 1, Dundee 3. Partick Thistle 1, Ross County 1. Stirling Albion 1, Wraith Rovers 2. Scottish Div 2, Airdrie United 2, Dumbarton 1. East Fife 1, Stenhousemuir 1. Forfar Athletic 3, Alloa Athletic 1. Livingston 0, Ayr United 0. And Peterhead 1, Brecon City 1. And Scottish Div 3, Annan Athletic 2, Berwick Rangers 3. Arbroath 2, Queen's Park 2. East Stirlingshire 1, Albion Rovers 2. Elgin City 0, Clyde 1. And Montrose 3, Stranraer 2. In the Welsh Premier, Bangor City 2, Llanelli 5. Carmarthen Town 2, Newtown 1. And Port Talbot Town 1, Neath 2 is the latest score. The Carling Premiership, Coleraine 3, Glenavon 1. Crusaders 4, Lisbon Distillery 1. Donegal Celtic 3, Ballymena United 3. Dungannon Swifts 1, Newry City 0. Glentoran 1, Linfield 2. And Portadown 0, Cliftonville 1.
OK, let's have a look at the tables then, starting with the Premier League. Chelsea, the only top 6 side in action today. They move to within 1 point of second place Arsenal, who host Liverpool at the Emirates tomorrow. Everton's slim hopes of European football were given a boost with that win over Blackburn. Dave Moyes' side are now just a point behind their Merseyside rivals Liverpool. Gabby Agbonlahore's injury time winner for Aston Villa gives them a sneak into the top half and definitely moves them away from danger. At the bottom, Wigan off the bottom and out of the relegation zone after that huge win at Blackpool, who slipped into the bottom 3 for the first time this season. A costly defeat for West Ham sees them drop to 19th, but Birmingham have given their survival hopes a huge boost. They jump above Sunderland and Blackburn Rovers. Just 7 points separate the bottom 10 sides. Let's have a look at the Championship. The leaders QPR meet Derby on Monday, but results elsewhere mean they cannot clinch promotion until next weekend at the earliest. Cardiff beat Portsmouth to reclaim second spot from Norwich, who defeated Nottingham Forest yesterday. Reading's late charge for promotion continues. Victory against Leicester today, but Swansea lost at Burnley. Preston's win against Sheffield United keeps North End's survival hopes alive and leaves bottom of the table Blades on the brink of the drop. Scunthorpe are the only 3 points from safety after their crucial win away to Crystal Palace, and Doncaster were beaten at Hull. Gus Poyer's Brighton have been crowned League One champions after that victory over Walsall. Southampton also won, keeping them in prime position to claim second promotion spot. Huddersfield, Peterborough, Milton Keynes and Bournemouth also enjoyed victories to maintain their grip on the playoff places. No change at the bottom. Plymouth, Swindon, Notts County and Bristol Rovers making up the relegation spots. To League Two, Chesterfield are going to have to wait a little bit longer to celebrate promotion despite beating Macclesfield. They would have gone up if Shrewsbury hadn't beaten Stockport today. Bury stay second after beating Barnet. Wycombe remain in third place despite being held by Northampton. Bottom side Stockport are 8 points from safety after losing today. Burton beat Cheltenham. They're now 3 points clear of second bottom Barnet. And Blue Square Premier. Crawley, crowned champions last week, showed no mercy to lowly Southport, winning 4-0. Histon went down last week and Eastbourne suffered the same fate today with their relegation confirmed at the bottom of the table, following a 1-1 draw with Kidderminster. Forest Green are 3 points clear of the drop zone after drawing with Cambridge, while Tamworth picked up a vital win at York. And the SPL. Rangers moved back to the summit of the SPL with that victory over St Mirren, stealing a march on Celtic, who face Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup semi-final tomorrow. Third place Hearts could only draw with Inverness in the day's other game. Here are the main headlines from the Premier League today. So it was Blackpool 1, Wigan 3. Ian Holloway's side dropping into the relegation zone for the first time this season. Roddy Yeager and Zogbia netting priceless goals to the Latics, who move out of the bottom 3. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 2 and 9. Sunderland 0. The Blue Leon Osman and Leighton Baines boosting the Toffees' Europa League hopes and deepening Rovers' relegation worries. West Bromwich Albion 1. Well, Match of the Day has all the incidents and goals covered. Gary will be tapping into the wisdom of Hansen and Dixon at 10:30 on BBC One. Right after that, it's the Football League show. Manish is the man in the hot seat there. Then tomorrow, Match of the Day 2 is on BBC 2 at 10 o'clock. Arsenal against Liverpool, the match of the day there. So it was Blackpool 1, Wigan 3. A huge win for Wigan, taking them out of the bottom 3. Their manager, Roberto Martinez, is talking to Damien Johnson.
Well, Roberto, just how big a victory was that?
Well, a huge victory. More than anything, before the game, we knew that the points were important, the result was important, but more significantly is if we could perform under the pressure and the expectations of today's fixture. And I was so pleased in the manner that we understood what we had to do, in the manner that we controlled Blackpool. I've seen Blackpool many times this season, and I haven't seen teams that they've been able to cope with their real threat going forward, and that was probably the real pleasing aspect. But in many ways, I said it before, that the players been showing a great level in the last 8 games without getting the wins, and that's why today probably is even bigger than a normal result, because it means a lot after 8-9 weeks of hard work, and extremely proud of the players today. I felt that we deserve the win, and it's a very important step forward, but it's still five to go now.
You couldn't have dreamed of a better start with Roddy Yeager's goal.
No, and the reality is that we had to work really hard today off the ball, because you know that they got players that they can switch a play really well, technically outstanding footballers, and I felt that we got the reward out of that, of being very disciplined, very well organised and working extremely hard. Then once you get in that position, you need to finish it, and it was great to see two clinical finishes from Charles and Zogbia and Rodallega. I felt that we looked a threat when we were going forward, and we always felt that we were composed in our defending, and we coped with the set plays really well. And in many ways, that's a very, very strong department of Blackpool. But you have to give credit to Blackpool in the manner that they go about their football, the way they play, and for me, it's a very significant victory.
Roberto Martinez there on his side, 3-1 win at Bloomfield Road. Well, Steve Wilson was there for us this afternoon. Steve, on this weekend of all weekends, it's a marathon, not a sprint, isn't it, this Premier League lark? And I guess if you're going to get out of the bottom three, leave it late. It doesn't matter when you escape, does it?
No, it doesn't. They've been bottom for about 6 weeks now, and the flip side of that, of course, is that Blackpool hadn't been in the bottom three all season, and they now are. And, we were talking about Blackpool before kick-off, Gabby, and I just think everything which made them so attractive and so appealing in the first half of the season, their sort of attacking intent, their unity, the fact that they were playing, really precise, technically good football, they passed the ball well, and they did all the good things right. Weren't brilliant defensively always, but all the good things about their game seems to have just evaporated away. They were absolutely rotten today. Wigan were thoroughly deserving of their victory. They were much the better side from start to finish. The goal which Blackpool conceded after 2.5 minutes was unbelievable, really. Terrible mistake by Craig Cathcart, leading to Rodallega's goal. And then Charlie Adam, of all people, caught in possession just before half-time for the second, put away brilliantly by Charles and Zogbia. And Blackpool were really never in this game. And they have some very, very tough weeks ahead. They look like they're heading in one direction at the moment, Gabby, and it's not the right one.
Thank you very much, Steve. Just desperately bad timing for them to enter the bottom three for the first time with only 5 games to go. They've got very little time to save their season, Blackpool.
But let's not be too hard on Blackpool and Neil Holloway. We never expected them, or at least I didn't, to be actually up there with the big boys. They were always going to be fighting for survival. It's what I expected from them. They've been punching above their weight all season. What he's got to do now is not panic and see if he can survive, because that's the name of the game now for him.
For Wigan to get out of the bottom three, and they've got a decent run coming up as well. Games that they can get points from, haven't they? They're away at Sunderland next weekend, and on their run at the moment, you wouldn't bet against them taking at least a point.
Gab, I like the way they played today. They got an early goal, and we've known Blackburn to have a swagger and stuff about the way they've played this season and the way they play football. Wigan were really controlled, really precise, and looked really cool in the way that they played football today. Blackpool panicked all over the place. They went a goal down and just couldn't get back into the game because they panicked. Wigan played some good football, and I think if they continue to play the way they did, I can see them getting out. Well, they're out and staying out of that.
Remember one thing, Wigan have been here before.
Yes.
Blackpool haven't.
Big, big win for them, and a big win for Birmingham. They beat Sunderland 2-0 at St Andrews. Simon Brotherton caught up with Blues boss Alex McLeish.
Well, Alex, a very big step in the right direction today for Birmingham.
A big win, and as you say, a massive step for us. Before the game we spoke about taking another step towards safety. Well, to climb the table was the way I phrased it to the players. Rather than use these kind of negative words like safety and relegation. But we know that we're in a fight, and with performances of the last 3 games, then I've got great belief and confidence in this squad.
You mentioned about the last 3 games. I mean, I've been reading that you broke it down into a mini league. You sort of wiped the slate clean and said last 9 matches mini league. I mean, you must be top of that league, mustn't you now?
Yeah, we won't be far away, although we've got a couple of really hard away games coming up against some top quality sides. We'll probably be expected not to take any points, but we've done it before, and we have to believe, and I've always believed in any team that wherever I'm visiting that we can maybe surprise people.
The second biggest win of the day?
Second biggest story of the day, without doubt, because for me, Sunderland are dropping like a stone. And I'd be very concerned. And there's a match of the day. I'm sure there's a cutaway of Niall Quinn where he really looks despondent. He looks frustrated, and I think he's very, very concerned. What's going through Steve Bruce's mind, heaven only knows. Since they've sold, what, Bent?
I was just going to say, Gab, when they sold Bent for £24 million, and a lot of people said that was too much money for Darren Bent, I guarantee you Steve Bruce wishes he had him in his side today, because they created chance after chance, especially in the second half. They looked like the only team that was going to win it in the second half. Couldn't take those chances. Darren Bent being there today would have taken some of those chances.
1 point
without
in 27. 1 point
Since
in
their
27.
victory in the Carling Cup, they've been on something of a free fall, haven't they, Birmingham? Do you think they've now got themselves together, they're organised enough that on 38 points and in 14th position, survival is not an issue for you now?
I think they've got a tough run in, Gab. And so this game today was going to be a really important game for Birmingham. They needed to win their home game. They've always been strong at home, and they showed that today. And they got a result, somewhat against the run of play. But all that matters now is getting results and getting points.
They've got some tough away games, haven't they? Got to go some very difficult grounds. Villa, though, their win takes them up to 9th place and resigns West Ham to second from bottom. What timing is everything, isn't it? Gabby Agbonlahore's goal.
Watch match day tonight. Mark Noble, who I think is a homegrown lad. He'll be feeling it very, very badly, the defeat. But it was his mistake in his own penalty area, where he goes looking for a player to take on. He doesn't have to even take the player on. Yeah. Clear the danger, gets them in trouble. They score from that particular situation, and it's a real struggle from then on. You can't go looking for trouble when you're in the bottom 3, bottom 4. You've got to play safe.
And the problem is that West Ham were in the ascendancy. They've got the early goal, and all the pressure were on Villa, and they were playing some nice stuff, West Ham. They give away that goal, and all of a sudden you see all the shoulders and all the players, they just drop. And all of a sudden the pressure's on you.
Yeah, and you've got that mood within the match, you've got that mood within the season, because they've now had 3 defeats on the bounce, West Ham, and for Villa, it's only the second time during the season that they've had 2 consecutive wins. And on 40 points in 9th position, they're safe.
You'd have to say so, yeah.
Nobody wants to stick their
I think so.
I'm going to say they're safe.
But it's tension and it's nerves now for those in the bottom 3.
OK, Garth, Les, thank you very much for your company so far this afternoon. Mark Chapman and Robbie Savage want to hear from you as well. Tonight, it's at 7:10, 6:06, following live coverage of United against City in the FA Cup semi-final. You can call 0500 909 693, text 85058 or email 5live@bbc.co.uk. Now, digital satellite viewers can press the red button now for more reaction from today. For viewers on BBC One and Freeview, that's it from us here, but we'll see you next time. What an incredible afternoon from all of us. Goodbye.